going to start with palliative care because I think there's a really big misconception that palliative care thinks that's end of life, that somebody's dying, that's nearing death. And it's not. So a lot of our children and adults will be under palliative care. Palliative care can start years, weeks, months. It can sometimes start and it can sometimes stop as well. Palliative care is about recognising, treating and responding to manage symptoms of people who are faced with life-limiting illness or disease. And it's about being prompt with the care we provide. So it could be something about treating pain. So many people can live for many years with conditions which are painful, but we can treat and manage that pain, and that will come under palliative care. People who've got tiredness, shortness of breath, people who suffer with constipation. And like I said, it can be part of end of life care, but it doesn't mean that it's end of life care. Palliative care is different, and it involves working with lots of different people. So that could be GPs, social workers, nurses, care agencies, physiotherapists, occupational therapists. It's about a coordinated plan of care that with its main aim is to prevent or treat symptoms, and it looks at the psychological and social aspects and takes into the spiritual wishes of people. End of life care is important. It's important that we treat death as we do life, and it's thought about and it's planned. So end of life care, we could talk about it being an advanced care planning as well. It's important to our clients because it gives them some control, it gives them autonomy, it gives them a voice, and it gives them a choice. So they can choose if they'd like to be cared for in their home, or if they'd like to be cared for in a hospice or a hospital, or in a care home. It's also important for families because it gives the families some answers to some of those decisions that need to be made further down the line, and it takes that sort of pressure and guilt away from them if that we've got something plans in place before. It helps our clients retain that control and that autonomy, and it allows us to work together to ensure that the outcome, which we know will be death, is as enriched and peaceful and good as it can be. No, end of life can be delivered where you want it, and that's what it's about. End of life, it's about you planning, it's about you making those decisions, it's about you having a choice over what treatment you want to receive and where you want to receive it. It's your choice. So it is your choice where you want to die, and technology is that advanced now that we can decide where we want to do that. So if you want to remain at home, that is absolutely possible. We are able to provide services at home from the agencies, but you can also have nurses, GPs, so whatever can be provided into a hospital can also be provided at home, and that includes the administration of medicines. Your family is going to be the person that knows you best. Lots of families do want to be involved when they've got a loved one who's dying. By us being involved, we are able to step in when needed, and you know, we can increase that care in the home when needed, and we can take it back down when needed as well. And it's about treating everyone as a whole, so not just looking at the person who's at end of life. It's about looking at the whole family dynamics and how we can help about that. You know, it could be just somebody who's going in and, you know, putting the dishwasher on, doing the washing and things like that. It's not always about all the clinical things, but it's about that support that you can provide at the home to give the family time to spend with the family, doing the things that you should be doing as a, you know, a mum, dad, you know, son, daughter, without having to worry about the other things going on in the background, because if you're at home we can send carers in who can do those things to support, so you can continue to do that. Provider, we can provide short visits, so that could mean somebody who comes into your house for an hour a day, that could be over morning or an evening. We can provide overnight cover, and that can be a few hours or it could be for the entire night. We can provide 24-hour care, so you know, you could have someone who's living in your house and that could be up to a few weeks at a time, and then you just have less carers coming in, so there's more time for that carer to get to know you. The person's wishes being respected, the person's autonomy being maintained, the person's control, the family being supported, the person being supported, and the right people being involved at the right time. When we think of end-of-life care, there's sort of 6 steps so that we need to take. So the first one is to acknowledge it's happening. It's about having those open and honest communications, and then that would be probably the next step would be when, as a care provider, we get more involved. So there'd be, you know, an agreed care plan. We'd assess the needs, and that would be done with a whole multidisciplinary team. And from that, we would coordinate care, making sure that the staff who are coming in have got the right skills, the right training, the right personalities, to be able to provide that care. And then from that, we would envisage that we were delivering a high quality of care in the home that respects the clients, respects the families, and make sure that we are there to support everyone. And then we need to be able to identify when things are coming near to the ends, and then be able to look at, are we doing everything right? If we change that plan, does something need to change? We need to reassess things. And then it's about making sure that people are aware that just because someone's passed, that doesn't mean the process is over. That there is support out there for families, there's support out there for carers, whether that's pastoral support, whether that's counselling, or whether that's directing them to bereavement support, or whether it's something as, you know, helping, you know, certify the death, pointing someone into the right, you know, way, maybe, you know, help and support with funeral arrangements. So it's a process that doesn't end just when someone's died. So, and it's important to remember that it can go on for months afterwards, and that as an agency we're involved with that as much or as little as the family would like us to be.